One thing I would say about natural hair is that you have to be dedicated and you have to actually put some work into natural hair. The hair that I have now, it's just not from me deciding to go natural. It's from the work and dedication I put into it. The thing about natural hair is nothing like relaxed hair. You take care of it completely different. It requires water and it requires attention. With natural hair, and I hate to say natural hair, but every hair in general, no matter what race you are, we all need water and we all need to cleanse our head. Like, we have a thing in our mind, being black women, that we don't need to wash our hair that often or we need to get it wet. That's so not true. When it comes to going natural, water is the key. You need to get that hair wet every 2 to 3 days or whenever your hair feels dry. Like, that's the routine and the habit we need to get into. I know it's hard for some of us to accept that concept, but that's exactly what I've done to my hair and what I tell my clients. And the ones who follow my advice, it works for them. And they're so grateful that I share that with them. But the ones who don't follow my advice, they're the same ones still complaining and the same ones talking about I'm not getting any growth. Well, it's a mind thing. Like, we've been taught to not wet our hair and not to shampoo our hair. It's bad for our hair. No, it's not. Like, it's part of personal hygiene. Your head and your scalp supposed to be clean, and you need water on your hair. So it's up to you whether you want to take that advice or not, but I'm just sharing with you what worked for me. I'm not going to go into much about what I did to achieve like the length that I have today, because honestly, if you watch my videos, then I say the same thing over and over again. Wash and goes, wash and goes, wash and goes. But you have to do the wash and goes correctly, because there's some people who think, oh, I want to do a wash and go and I'm hoping it can last me a week or over a week. No, if you're starting off with wash and goes, no. The purpose why I promote wash and goes is because a wash and go forces you to have to take care of your hair. Like, with a wash and go, it gets drier, especially when you first start doing it. It gets drier quicker because your hair is lacking water and it wants you to put more water in there. So it's screaming for you to take care of it. So if you continue to stick with it and do those wash and goes, eventually your hair will get hydrated, and then you might can go a little longer without doing wash and goes often. Like me, I can actually go a week if I want to with the wash and go because my hair is very hydrated now. But I don't really do that. The only time I might somewhat slip up and do that if I have a really busy week, but even then that's killing me. But you want to get your hair to the point where it's hydrated if you take my wash and go route. Like me, I do no protective styles. I feel, to me, that's a waste for me. And let me tell you my whole goal of what I want to achieve after going natural. I wanted to achieve not necessarily growth, because growth would come if you take care of your hair. Not, I wanted to achieve easy hair. I wanted my hair to be easy to do. I don't want to spend hours or 2 hours. I don't want to spend hours on my hair and doing my hair. I think that's ridiculous. I want to be able to do something real quick and go and it still look good. And one thing I paid attention to was when I had new growth, I noticed I had waves in my hair. You know how your new growth is kind of curly or wavy? I noticed that, and I always noticed that. And I was like, there has to be a way where I can keep that curl pattern in my hair throughout. And it has to be a way where I can do it like easily. So my journey on, after trying a few things after I was natural, was to make my hair easy to do. That was my goal. Because believe it or not, our hair is trainable. You can train your hair to do what you want it to do. I don't care what anybody says, you can do it because I did it to my hair. have to be dedicated, and you have to know what you're doing and what you're trying to go for, you know. So you can train it. One thing that helped train my curls, even though I said I don't do protective styles, but one thing that helped train my curls were twists and twist outs, because when you constantly do twists and twist outs, it tends to start to give you that spiral curl formation. But with that said, with a twist or twist out, once your hair is defined enough and where you're happy with the definition, it comes a point where you have to stop those. If you're trying to wear your hair like me, and you're trying to get easier to do hair, where it just basically just hop in the shower, you know, you put your shampoo and conditioner on, slap some product on, you get out and shake it and go. If you're trying to get hair like that. If you notice with a twist, it does get thin towards the end, and your hair start to take that shape too. Because everything that you do to your hair and you constantly keep doing it to it, your hair starts to take that shape. So when I noticed that, I stopped doing twists. And then, you know, I still try to do the wash and goes, and my hair, it didn't quite look good as a wash and go. And then I figured out, well, maybe I need to get a haircut. And so I got a little bit of a cut, but it wasn't like a major cut that really brought out my curls. So, you know, still struggling with the wash and go. But I still came back to it because I could see the potential was there. It's just that my hair just had to be trained a little more to get there. So by me, what I did to train it to get there is I kept going back to it. Like I might go 1 week, I'll do a twist out. Next week I do a wash and go. Then I go back, twist out, wash and go. Twist out, wash and go. And then finally, when I got that wash and go that actually looked pretty decent, looked pretty good, I was like, okay. And so I stuck with it, and I kept going, and I kept nurturing it and kept nurturing, where it became so like defined in there to where it just stays. So it's like your hair has a memory. So if you get that great wash and go and it looks good, like why would you stop doing that and go right back to a twist out? If you're trying to achieve easy to do hair. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to sit there to do twists in my hair every night. I just don't have time for that. And I also found that it's not necessary, because as you see, I have growth, and protective styles or twist styles or whatever you want to call it is not a necessary factor for your hair to grow. Like for some people, that might be what they need to do because it works for them, but it's not absolutely necessary. You know, take care of your ends too. You know, you want to make sure you nurture your hair. That's all I really have to say about the wash and go. And again, this is what works for me, but I do truly believe that water, like getting more water in your hair, it really does contribute to hair growth.